Hello students and welcome to the e-learning program initiated by Shri Gyanmanjari for the students of Standard 9, in which we are learning the subject of English. Students, from the previous few lectures we have started with chapter number 8 of the main book, that is let us take a quick recap of what we have learned in Behaves chapter number 8. Name of the chapter is Reach for the Top. The chapter is divided into two parts. This chapter is completely dedicated to sports. One is an extreme sport, and another one is uh, quite an eventful sport which is quite popular and the most uh, professional sport in which people do get lots of money. So this is the division of this chapter. We had started with the first part, which is related to the extreme sport of mountaineering or mountain climbing, where we started with the youngest woman to scale Mount Everest at that time, the youngest woman not only in India but to become the youngest woman whole of the world to scale Mount Everest not once but twice. So we get a little bit history of that girl. So this is for a reflection for us to think upon that uh, with certain attitude, with some zeal, some concentration, with a little bit of an insight what we want to do, when we get a correct path, when we get a correct opportunity, to grab that opportunity and to put in our best, and rest will become history. So we started with the birth of Santosh Yadav, and before that also, right? Santosh Yadav, born in an affluent family, related with the profession of agriculture. The parents were uh, owners, landowners of quite huge amount of land, and they were quite affluent. That means quite rich farmers, and they had 5 sons. And after that, Santosh was born as the only sister of these 5 boys. But we see that in our society we have discrimination towards girls. Yes, though being quite a rich family, though most of the children in the family were educated, but boys were given more preference. They were allowed to go out and study in the one of the best schools. When they reached the college, they were sent to the college. But as far as the girl Santosh was concerned, she had to stay in the village, and she objected to that. And when the right time came, the right time is she didn't object. She continued. Okay, she must have protested, but then she didn't say much. But when it came to her marriage and getting married and going off to her in-laws, at that time she protested quite vehemently that no, I don't want to get married at this age. I will get married, but not right now. Right? First thing I want is education. If you are willing to give me education, you'll have to send me out of the village. And for that, the parents were not ready, according to the prevalent customs going on in their caste, subcaste, whatever. So the parents were not ready to do that. So Santosh left the home and got admission in the nearby state, that is at that time Delhi. And then she asked that, please give me money because I got admission. When the parents refused, they said, okay, I'll work. Will it look good to you that I'm working and I'm also paying for my fees? So the parents agreed, okay, she just wants education. Let her complete her high school, that is 10th standard. After that, after completing 10th standard, she again, without informing, she might have gone off to Jaipur, got admission, and then must have told that I got an admission. Now the parents were really helpless, and they knew that this stubbornness or whatever the girl's attitude is, it is just for something good. She just wants to get uh, more education. Otherwise, the girl is quite simple, innocent, and just willing to do whatever she wants to do in right. So they allowed her, and one of the moment in while staying in the hostel, she could see that mountaineers were, the villages were going up the hills in the Arvalis hills that were seen in the distance, and they disappeared. And this caused curiosity in her, and she went over there to see what's the matter. And uh, there she saw only mountaineers, and just for the sake of curiosity, she asked if she can join, and they willingly asked her, yes, you can join. And once she took up the mountaineering, mountain climbing, she got so much interested in that sport. She got so much enthusiastic about that, that she continued, and she also got herself admitted in Nehru Institute of Mountaineering. And just when the exams were over, she, rather than going home, because there was literally no time for that, she went straight away to the National Institute of uh, Mountaineering and started her training over there. And after that, each year she took an expedition. Just in a time span of 4 years, she was ready to climb the Everest. She was given the opportunity, and she proved through to her superiors who had put faith in her, and she literally scaled the Mount Everest. So we have learned so far up till here. Now let's continue. Well, this is the lecture number 3 for chapter 8, part 1, that is Santosh Yadav. Her concern for others, not only the physical fitness that she had, it is not only about the mental stability that she had and the mental readiness to fight all the obstacles that comes in her way with the help of her mental strength and physical fitness. But along with that, there are two more things. That is to work in a team. Yes, she took all the people with her, and whenever somebody was in trouble, she always tried to help. Yes, the mission, whatever it was, yes, it is there. But then humanity is the main concern over here. It works as a team. One of the team members is sick, or might have fallen down, got fractured. It becomes her duty, right? So she leaves the mission aside and cares and takes care of that person and see that he reaches the base properly. So in that, her concern for others and desire to work together as a team had made a special place in the hearts of the people working with her. During the 1992 Everest mission, Santosh Yadav provided special care to a climber who lay dying at the South Col. Col likha, that means colony. Now there is base. Yes, Everest, there is a base camp. Yes, where all the mountaineers get together and they assemble, and then the program is set. According to that, the group keeps on climbing. One group reaches stage 1, then the second group starts the same way. The one group keeps on going ahead, and the second group, they keep on crossing the stages. So in that way, during the 1992 Everest climbing mission, there was a climber who was lying in a state of quite injury, and he was about to die in South Colony. Yes, South Colony is just about the base camp. So Santosh Yadav, rather than carrying on with her mission, she tended to that person because he was with the team. So provided special care. If she might have carried on with her mission, that person might have died because of the cold and injury over there, right? But she took special care and saw to it that he reaches the base camp properly, because he is not able to continue with the mission, so he has to be sent down. So she took so much care that you really you win the hearts of the people when somebody among you leaves the mission aside and tends to take care of someone. So that wins a special place among the people you work with. She was unfortunately unsuccessful in saving him, though she tried her level best. Now we can't fight against the destiny, yes, but she tried her level best to save that person. Of course, unfortunately, that person was not able to live. Serious injuries, or maybe he became very sick, and because of less oxygen, right? Something happened, but the person was not able to live. Yes, that is that these type of mishaps when we are dealing with extreme sports or this type of missions, right? So these things do happen sometimes, and we feel very sorry about that. But we should not be able to regret it if we have tried a level best. We do feel sorry, but then we do not condemn ourselves, we do not blame ourselves, because there stands no chance. You did everything to save that person. Unfortunately, he died in the mishap. You cannot do anything about it, but then you will not feel guilty because you have tried your best. So however, she managed to save another climber. This is not one person whom she tried to save, and of course, unfortunately, that person died. But there was another climber also whom she was able to save. So not one, but two of the climbers in her mission she tried to save. Yes, and the mission stands. But this show of humanity. Yes, this gentle touch of humanity should be there in all the team members. Mission is one thing, you climb, but then what happens to the rest of them, right? You got to care about them also. So, however, she managed to save another climber, Mohan Singh, who would have met with the same fate. Mohan Singh, another climber, would have died also, just like the earlier one. But because Santosh Yadav tended to him also and took care of him also, he got saved. The same fate had she not shared her oxygen with him. So these mishaps happen in high altitude climbing. Yes, your of course oxygen is less, so you got to carry your own oxygen tanks, and there are only two because you cannot carry that much weight. Plus you have to carry extra shoes, extra clothing, tent material, cooking material. Yes, वहाँ पे पूरा गैस का चूल्हा लगा के but a small stove is there, right, for heating up the tent, small tent that you have taken. So you got to carry your own things, and whatever you have is for you. Yes, everybody is carrying two-cylinder tanks, two cylinders of oxygen. Yes, those tanks everybody are carrying. Small hota hai, itna chota chota, right? Lekin what happens if somebody's bag falls off, right? And now he's out of oxygen. You don't give him or you don't share your oxygen with him, he's going to die, right? So mission is at one place. Mission is not budging. Okay, इस साल नहीं कर पाए, अगले साल कोशिश करेंगे, अगली बार कोशिश करेंगे, right? So that humanity should be there in you. She tried her level best to save one of the members of the mission. She was not able to do so, but she shared her oxygen, which was very, very needful, until some help came. Another spare cylinder was available, with which the member Mohan Singh could breathe, because now oxygen is available. A spare tank they found from somewhere. Well, the details are not given, right? We don't want to go into it. But the main thing is she tried to save two people of the mission. Otherwise, no, the mission can be completed. Yes, leaving them behind, they will be on their fate. Yes, on their destiny. If they have to die, it's written in the destiny, they'll die over there. But the destiny has been changed by some helpful person who is ready to show sacrifice. Now, two people, two oxygen tanks, it's quite less because they have to stay, plus they have to get down also, right? So we see that the feeling, the emotions, not because she was a woman. There might be other women climbers also. There might be men climbers also. Everybody look after each other. But the way in which Santosh took care of these two people can never forget. Their family members can never forget. Yes, it's a boon that in that mission Santosh Yadav was there, and she helped Mohan Singh, who would have died also if Santosh had not shared her oxygen with him. Within 12 months, after successful climbing of the Mount Everest in 1992, after 12 months, Santosh found herself a member of an Indo-Nepalese women's expedition that invited her to join them. Within 12 months, again she got an invitation this time. Yes, because now she is having a very, very good experience of scaling the Mount Everest once. So, a complete group of women only was going on an expedition to climb the Mount Everest, and they already have a woman who has just climbed 1 year back. So they invited her if she can join. So of course she is ready. And what is the name of that mission expedition? Indo-Nepalese. Indo-Nepalese means the group will be mixed up with Indians and Nepali people, and that is why the name given is Indo-Nepalese Women's Expedition, where there will be only women. Of course, the helpers will be there. Yes, जिसको हम आम भाषा में कुली बोलेंगे, right? तो वो कुछ बेस कैंप या बेस कैंप से थोड़ा सा ऊपर तक आपका सामान पहुंचा देते हैं. But rest of the journey, all these women have to do complete themselves. She then scaled the Everest a second time. So she completed her mission in 1992, first time scaling Mount Everest or climbing Mount Everest, reaching the peak over there and hailing the Indian flag over there. Within 12 months, she got an invitation for an expedition where only women were there, and it was a joint mission of Indian climbers and Nepalese climbers and the Indo-Nepalese women's expedition with the help of Santosh Yadav successfully completed that mission, in which Santosh Yadav for the second time reached Mount Everest and held the unfurled the flag, Indian flag over there, making all the Indians proud, right? She was already the youngest woman in the world to scale Mount Everest once. Now she again broke her own record and she became the youngest woman to climb Mount Everest twice, thus setting a record as the only woman to have scaled Mount Everest twice. We are talking about 92, 93, perhaps maybe after this 20 years, 25 years, the record may have been broken. But what we are talking at that time, it was the first. And securing for herself and India a unique place in the annals of mountaineering. Yes, the records of mountaineering. Mount Everest being the highest mountain in the world, 8848 meters high, is approximately more than 8.5 kilometers straight in the air, right? So she, by scaling the Mount Everest twice, secured a place in the world records, because this is the first time. After that, 100 people might have climbed, 100 women might have climbed, but who was the first youngest woman to climb Mount Everest? The record always remains. So securing for herself and India a unique place in the annals, that means the records of mountaineering. In recognition of her achievement, now she has completed, or she has achieved a feat of being the youngest woman to climb Mount Everest twice, and the nation is going to respect her because of the achievement that she got. Because by giving these awards, etc., it becomes an encouragement for the rest of the people, yes, to look up at her and be something like her. So the Indian government bestowed, that means showered upon her, one of the nation's top honors, the Padma Shri. So now Santosh Yadav, a small girl of Rewari district, Haryana, the only sister of 5 brothers, living in a community, a village, in a caste or a subcaste where more education to girls and women was not allowed. It was not seen as a good thing in the society. From there, she came out and reached the highest and got the highest civilian award, one of the highest civilian award given to people achieving lots of success in their life in a particular field. Here the field is mountaineering. So she was awarded the Padma Shri for getting such a good name for India and making India proud all over in the world. Describing her feelings when she was liberal on top of the world. Everybody asked that same question. When you are on the top, how did you feel? Right? Well, of course, when you are holding a trophy, how do you feel? Yes, you just won first prize in, say, basketball or football or table tennis or chess championship. Yes, and in any other individual athletic event, right? So, how do you feel when you are proudly given the prize of the medal of first prize, right? That. So everybody wants to know, when you were on top of the world, what were the thoughts? Because you don't stay over there, right, on Mount Everest. You don't spend a night. You just go over there. Yes, you hail your, unfurl your flag, nation's flag, and maybe take some pictures and to prove that, oh, you were there, right? And then you scale down, because time is very, very important over there. Your oxygen has already depleted and you got to come down 8.5 kilometers down, right? So it's again जितना climbing hard है उससे ज़्यादा नीचे उतरना half है. It's very tough, right? So uh, at that moment, the few moments that you spend on Mount Everest while you are there on top of the world, there is nobody, no human being above you over there. You are at the highest spot in the world. How do you feel on the top of the world? Santosh said, I took some time for the enormity of the moment to sink in. Right? Sometimes the achievement is so huge that you just do not know what to say, what to do. You're just standing over there perplexed, totally confused, but you still have some thoughts in you. Yes, you are at the roof. You are on the roof of the earth. Yes, Mount Everest is called the roof of the earth. Yes, beyond that, there is nothing else standing high above. No physical structure of the earth is above the height of Mount Everest. You are on the top of the world, right? And you are standing on the highest mountain, on the peak of the highest mountain of the on the earth, Mount Everest, right? So that is an enormous step that you have taken and reached over there. And then you recollect, it took so many hard-working years to reach there, and now I am finally over here. So the enormity of the situation, it takes a moment to, after all this hard work, is kya kya nahi kiya yahan pahunchne ke liye. So you have that feeling in you. It took some time for the enormity of the moment to sink in, and then I followed the Indian tricolor and held it aloft on the roof of the world. That is what I am saying. It's Mount Everest. It's the roof of the world. There is nothing, no man-made structure, no physical structure that's beyond the height of the Mount Everest. You're standing on top of that. You're the only human being over there, is standing tall and making your country proud. So it takes a moment because you have reached, yes, that satisfaction of reaching over there, achieving your goal over there, and then standing over there. Recollect the past in just zip zap few seconds, fraction of seconds, and then you remember, yes, I belong to India. It's the time that I unfurl my national flag over here, yes, which is very near to me. They keep wrapped up, right, on a small stick, right, and you got to unfurl it and pull, because strong winds will blow over there. You don't expect that flag to remain there forever. Yes, because after you, some other mountaineer is again climbing and might be successful, come over there. Yes, so it is just to make that flag steady for a while, yes, until you get some pictures, because snow falls, yes, high velocity winds blow over there, and literally you don't have any what to say, any cementing material over there to fix the flag, right? So you just collect some stones and allow the stick to remain erect, pole, small pole, and the flag is unfurled, right? And the proud that you feel when you unfurl the flag, yes, whole of the nation is proud, not only because you achieved, it is the nation that is over there with you when the flag unfurls before you. So I held it aloft high above in the air, and then the roof of the world. The feeling is indescribable. Indescribable means that we just discussed it. Indescribable is for a few moments, yes, you are totally thoughtless, speechless. Of course there's nobody to talk to, right? Maybe a member is there over there, yes, but the member is still climbing, trying to be at the same place, right? So in this way you are all alone over there, and that moment is indescribable. You just cannot describe it in words. Yes, all those feelings, all those emotions, they come out so readily that you do not have time to think of any other thing. The Indian flag was flying on top of the world. It was truly a spiritual moment. I felt proud as an Indian. You just keep looking at the flag that you have just unfurled. Yes, it's not me. I represent a country because the flag is there. Whichever climber comes next, is going to see that the flag, Indian flag, yes, somebody just ahead of me reached Mount Everest, and that must be a proud Indian to put the flag over there, right? So the moment you'll always remember throughout your life, whenever you remember the moment, the hair stands on its end because it thrills whole of your body, whole of your mind. You are just filled with that thrill. You are just filled with lots of feeling and emotion, looking at the Indian flag unfold in front of you, fluttering in the air, high above the earth, on the highest point of the earth. So the feeling is indescribable. The Indian flag was flying on top of the world. It was truly a spiritual moment. I felt proud to be an Indian. Also, a fervent environmentalist, fervent, very strict, die-hard fan of um, uh, protecting the environment. Who is an environmentalist? Environmentalist is a person who is dedicated, who serves to keep the environment clean, does lots of things herself, and makes other people also aware. We get a very good we get a very good idea from a person who has scaled Mount Everest twice. Lots of missions keep on going on all the year round, sparing some difficult moments, that is during the peak cold season, that is this winter season. Yes, for that 1 or 2 months, because it snows so much, there's lots of avalanche going on, and blizzards, hail keep on coming over there, and the climate becomes too hard to keep on climbing. So rest of the months the missions keep on going on to climb the Everest. And all these people, because every year there will be lots and lots of freshers coming over there, trying to reach, not say Mount Everest, but at least from the base camp they go some 2 3 thousand feet ahead, 5,000 feet ahead, and then climb down just to get an experience. But so many thousands of um, climbers coming over there, right? They fill the base camp and the Mount Everest full of all the garbage. Yes, they just throw the air cylinder tanks which have become empty, they just throw it. Yes, boots, they get missed. Yes, sometimes you have to throw away the boots because uh, they are broken, and you cannot wear them. Lots of gear has to be thrown. Yes, lots of tents, etc., they just blow away in the wind, and you don't find them again. So all that garbage, plus all the people eat food and they just don't dispose it off properly, dumping lots of garbage on Mount Everest. Nowadays also lots of cleaning work has been done, and lots of tons and tons of garbage is collected. So by searching, yes, they have those machines searching metal things over there, plastic things over there, they collect it in order to keep the mountain clean of any garbage. So Santosh collected and brought down 500 kilograms of garbage from the Himalayas whenever she went on a mission. Yes, while coming down, she used to bring garbage from and clean the mountain as much as possible whenever there are missions. So going up is only not a mission. Going up is that mountain climbing. But while coming down, you keep the mountain clean by bringing down lots of garbage and proper disposing it of below the base camp, so that the mountain, Mount Everest, remains clean. And it's a good thing for the other climbers who come. It is it's like that Santosh is showing them a path, that you do your things yourself. Yes, you don't throw garbage over there. Whenever possible, you bring that down with you, so that the mountain remains clean and the environment remains clean. Now we come to the second part of this chapter, that is giving us a small uh, uh, explanation on uh, Maria Sharapova. She is a tennis star, and we will get to know right from her childhood till she became a tennis superstar. So this second part is dedicated to the life story or the life experience of Maria Sharapova. A Russian girl, Maria Sharapova. Now we are dealing with a foreigner over here. She is a Russian girl. The name is Maria Sharapova. Reached the summit of women's tennis when she was barely 18. Right? So here also we are dealing with girl power. Here also we are dealing with a girl. She's just reached adulthood, and even before that, she has achieved lots and lots in the field of tennis. So she has reached the summit. Summit means the topmost position. Yes, for example, summit, that is Mount Everest that we just learned. Yes, that is the summit, the top of Mount Everest. That's the summit, the peak, right? So here also we are talking about Maria Sharapova, who has reached the summit, the top place in tennis when she was barely, that means she was hardly 18. She was not even fully 18 years of age before that she reached the peak. As you read about her, see if you can draw a comparison between Santosh Yadav and Maria Sharapova. There is something disarming about Maria Sharapova, something at odds with her ready smile and glamorous attire. Yes, she is a Russian girl, quite fair, quite beautiful, and there is something odd, right? She always has a smiling face and disarming. That means so much good vibrations you have when you are in her presence. Yes, there is a ready smile on her face which is welcoming you, right? And encouraging you to talk with her or pay attention on her play. So something disarming about Maria Sharapova, something at odds with the ready smile and glamorous dress she is wearing. And that something in her lifted her on Monday 22nd August 2005 to the world #1 position in women's tennis. Yes, with a beautiful smile, ever ready smile. Yes, and with her hard work. Even before she turned 18, she was up on the charts and she became the world #1 tennis player on Monday, that is 22nd August 2005. All this happened in almost no time. If you look back, she's not even 18. Yes, and when do you start playing tennis? At the age of 3? No, it doesn't happen that way, right? But when you look back, it just happened. The time sped so speedily that when you look back, you think, oh, just few years back, I was nothing, and today I am the most seeked out tennis star in the world. Yes, all this happened in almost no time. Poised beyond her years, she was standing. The achievement she got, people got twice her age. At twice her age, people got the achievement of being the topmost player on the world, whereas she got that achievement half of their age. So poised beyond her age, she was standing somewhere. She's just not even 18, but she is standing even beyond 18. The Siberian-born teenager took just 4 years as a professional to reach the pinnacle. Siberian-born, that means she was born in Siberia, one of the coldest areas of Russia, which is just below the Arctic, which is adjacent or which is touching Arctic Sea, and temperatures range anywhere between -10 to -40, and during winter times it gets so tough that water, everything just freezes out because temperatures go down to -30, -40. Always they have a sub-zero temperature. Hardly you will be able to see ground over there, soil over there, because whole of the time it's completely covered with snow and ice, right? So she was born in Siberia, one of the toughest place in Russia, one of the toughest place in the world, and born teenager, just took 4 years. As a teenager, she just took 4 years with her entire career ending up in her becoming the topmost tennis player in the world. Professional, that means she played for money, right? So in in her professional career, she reached the pinnacle. Pinnacle means the top. However, the rapid ascent, right? The rapid, quick ascent climb. In a fiercely competitive world, tennis की दुनिया, it's really competitive. You can see lots of our Indian players trying to fight out. They have fought out for the last 15, 20 years. Yes, and still they are nowhere near the top. They are the top in tennis Indian players, but at world level, right, to reach the top is really, really tough because there is such a lot of competition, and because this is the best earning sport in the category of all the sports. Tennis is the most profit earning sport, so there is going to be a lot of tough competition every year. Youngsters keep on joining and make it tough for the older people who are in the profession, because they have to stay, they have to keep on fighting with these youngsters who are so filled in with energy. Yes, and it's quite difficult to have a match with them, right? So in this fiercely competitive world of sports, especially tennis, world began 9 years with the level of sacrifice few children would be prepared to endure. 9 years before, that means if she is 18 right now, not even 18, and she has reached the top of the uh, sports world in tennis, right? And it started 9 years before. That means her age should be somewhere around 9 when this thing started. So in a matter of 9 years, she reached the top. At the age of 9 years, children of that 9-10 years, they are not having that capacity to have lots and lots of endurance. But that is what we discussed in the case of the mountain climber in the previous part of the chapter, Santosh Yadav. She showed that attitude right in the childhood. Yes, when she was of the correct age, she showed her attitude, she showed her decisive powers, and she could do whatever she was able to do. It is because of that attitude to endure. Yes, endure and sacrifice lots of things, right? So few children of that age can be prepared to endure so much at the age of 9. Little Maria had not yet celebrated her 10th birthday. That means she had crossed 9, but she had not celebrated her 10th birthday. Before that, little Maria, a small girl, when she was packed off to train in the United States, from Siberia, she caught a train and came to the international airport all alone, and from there she was flying to the US all alone at the age of 9. That trip to Florida with her father Yuri launched her on the path to success and stardom. She, because father was already working over there, right? And the visas, after completing the procedure of visa, she got the visa and she was packed off in a train and then to onto an aeroplane, and she flew to took a flight to USA, that is Florida. So from Russia to Florida, that trip to Florida with her father, name of the father is Yuri. Yes, Yuri Sharapova, launched her on the path of success and stardom. That is the time when she took the first step to go towards being the top tennis star in the world. But it also required a heart-wrenching 2 year separation from her mother, Yelena. Name of the mother is Yelena Sharapova. Yes, she was not even 10 when she had to go all alone and live with father in USA, because mother did not get visa, might got stuck up with due to some matter, right? But Maria got the visa to go to US, but Yelena, the mother, was not able to go with her because the visa was not approved, and due to some difficulties she had to stay back again for 2 years till the visa cleared. After 2 years she joined Maria in USA. So for 2 years, that 2 year separation, 9-year-old, they always need mother for everything, right? You are a witness of it that, yes, पानी ले आओ, ये ले आओ, वो ले आओ, हमेशा order झाड़ते रहते हो, right? And you must, especially girls, they can't remain without the assistance of mother. Yes, they need that care and warmth of mother to always be there with them, right? So without mother, she had to stay in US all alone, because father also goes on work, because he has to earn money, so that the uh, dream that he has in mind to make Maria one of the best tennis star or the tennis player in the world, that dream won't become true, because lots of money goes after training, etc. So he has to work hard. He has to go for work every day, come at night, or even work in the night, so that he can collect in on top of that, he is also a foreigner, a Russian living in America. So what happens is he has to work extra time in order to get the money. So it required a heart-wrenching 2 year separation from her mother, Yelena. The latter was compelled to stay back in Siberia because of visa restriction. A visa was not given to her. The child was given. Maria was given the visa. She went off with her father. But mother, Yelena, could not join both of them and had to stay back in Russia, that is Siberia, for another 2 years because of the visa restriction. After that, the visa were cleared and she joined Maria when she was 11. The 9-year-old girl had already learned an important lesson in life, that tennis excellence came only at a price. Price she had to sacrifice. It's quite a high price. As sacrifice is always high priced. Yes, because you have to leave something that you like. That is called sacrifice. Yes, लड्डू पड़ा है, एक ही है, छोटा भाई है. You are tempted. What a sacrifice. You need a sacrifice of a whole laddu, right? I'll keep it for the younger one, right? You need a lot of sacrifice. So sacrifice always comes at a price. Here, what's the price that she has paid even before she touched the US ground and started with her training? The price that she had to pay is a complete 2 year separation, to live all alone in US without mother. So she learned one of the first lessons in life, that any achievement cannot come without sacrifice. I used to be so lonely, Maria Sharapova recalls. I missed my mother terribly. As we just discussed, we are still small, young children, 9 years, 10 years. Yes, हर एक दूसरी मिनट मम्मी का shout होता है, right? And they shout back, but they need that assurance that mother is in the house. Yes, you must have seen them, is running here and there searching for mother. If the mother doesn't shout back, right, that scolding also, it assures them that yes, mother is present. Yes, the sound doesn't come back, yells for mother and the sound doesn't come back from mother, right? Now then run here and there, yes, searching everywhere. Where's mother? Yes, I was watching TV and mother disappeared from the door. I didn't even know that. And mother is not in the house. I am all alone. So that 9-year-old requires, especially mother, to be with her or him, whatever the case is. It's just we are talking about a small child. So living all alone without even mother, she just can't forget it, the time that she has spent. She used to be so lonely without mother, and father was also not there. He always was on work, so she had to live all alone. Plus, the school has to be attended after school hours, before school hours. The training, tennis coaching is there. So she has to be all alone and without any assistance of mother. My father was working as much as he could to keep my tennis training going, because my tennis training has to keep on going. Yes, she might have played tennis when she was in Siberia. Yes, and because of that, father must have thought it's a very good thing to carry on with the training, and perhaps she can make a name in the sports of tennis. Right? So The training started, but father was always away at work because he had to earn more and more so that the coaching or the training for tennis for Maria can keep on going. Or so he couldn't see me either. Mother is already not there, father is also not there. So I was feeling so lonely those 2 years that I had to spend without mother or father. Yes, it's just hard to forget that experience that I had in my life. Because I was so young, I used to go bed at 8 p.m. Right? Uh, Young children, yes, they get exhausted because whole of the time they are playing, etc. If we're talking about Maria Sharapova, it's the day begins quite early in the morning. She has to attend to school. Maybe before that also some tennis training. After school, she has to directly go to the tennis playing tennis, learning. Yes, at the center. So she's thoroughly exhausted, and small children, they get exhausted quite quickly. They don't have that much stamina, and usually mother make them go to bed early in the night so that they can have good hours of sleep. So I was so young that I used to go to sleep at 8 p.m. Now, the other tennis pupils would come in at 11 p.m. They were senior tennis players. Yes, I was just 10 years old. Yes, but they were some 14, 15, 16 years old. They came back after proper training, etc. at 11 p.m. Now, when they came, they started harassing me by waking me up and making me mop the room or clean the room, etc., and order me to tidy up the room and clean it. So, the these are called bullies, right? They are bigger in size and age. So what happens is the small kids, they always bully when nobody's looking around, right? So that is what happens. But here, what we see is Maria does not fight back. She has to bear this because she's too young to retaliate, too young to protest. She has to bear it. But by quietly bearing it, she becomes more and more strong. Yes? Instead of letting that depress me, I became more quite determined and mentally tough. Yes? I did not resist much. I did not protest much. I didn't fight back them. It was not my age. I was just 10 and they were 15. Yes, one blow and I would have a black eye. Right? So that way, I didn't want to make any trouble because mother is also not there, father is also quite away, and I'm feeling quite lonely. I'm all alone. Yes, there is nobody to help me, but then I will have to keep on bearing or keep on suffering these small little things. It only makes you more stronger from inside. Yes, I learned how to take care of myself. I never thought of quitting because I knew what I wanted. A very, very good sentence is written over here. When such suffering is done upon you, when some hardships come upon you, the most easiest way people find is running away from the situation. Right? If you are mentally quite strong, we are not talking about stability, we are talking about the inner strength. You got to have that iron will. That iron will again comes back. It was there in Santosh Yadav. It is found in Maria Sharapova also. She had an iron will. Yes, she did not give up. She did not give in to the sufferings made to her by the senior tennis players. Yes, it was just a small trifle matter. Yes, they used to wake her up when she was already has gone to sleep, and she was made to clean up the room, mop up the room, clean the room, and then go to sleep. They used to harass her in whichever way possible, but this did not discourage her. This did not. She was able to take care of herself. All these things, it did not discourage her, it didn't dishearten her. Yes, and when you are distressed or you are quite in some despair, yes, you don't know what to do, you're fed up with that hammering, you're fed up with that harassing, yes, of that suffering. The most wonderful things that all the people do is give up. Yes, you leave all the things. No, I don't want it. Yes, itna suffering mein nahi ho sakta. But if you have suffered that, then what happens is you become strong, not only mentally, but inner self. your inner self, your actual character also becomes quite strong. So I learned how to take care of myself. Yes, there is nobody. I have to help myself. If I have to protest, if I have to fight back, whatever I have to do, I have to do it myself. So I started taking care of myself because nobody was around. I never thought of quitting because I knew what I wanted. That is a very important sentence. You should have that larger picture in mind. Just because you are sick and you are not able to study for 1 week, but you got to have that board paper in mind that at the end I have to appear in the board paper and I got to score good marks in that. Okay, 1 week I'm not able to study, but then after I get well, I got to study double so that I cover up and I'm ready just like all the students, and even more than that, right? Let me take rest. Just getting sick or some obstacle in the way, you're not going to give up your target or your aim. From when you come from nothing and you have nothing, then it makes you very hungry and determined. I'll say that in these two chapters, there are lots and lots of beautiful words and sentences that are used by the writer. When you come from nothing and when you have nothing, it's a very, very good sentence. Then you crave. Actually, the word used over here is hungry. It means craving. That inside, in that soul, in that person, there is a craving, that is a yearning that I don't have anything. From where I come, I didn't have anything. She came from Siberia, one of the coldest place in the world, one of the coldest place in Russia. Yes, you cannot make your future over there because you'll face quite a lot of hardship over there. First of all, living over there, it is itself a hardship, right? Always trying to live in sub-zero temperatures 365 days, that is itself a problem, right? So you have come from nothing. Siberia didn't offer you any good hope. So you have come from nothing. And right now, because you are still in the training, you don't have anything. What is the target? To become the best tennis player in the world. Right? So that is the target. So you are hungry for it. And when you are hungry, you'll eat anything. What we mean over here is when you are craving, whatever suffering comes in the way, you're going to suffer. That is going to make you stronger and make you go ahead for your destination. So where you come from, yes, when you came from nothing and when you have nothing, that hunger inside you burns a lot better, and then it makes you more hungry, and then it makes you more solid, more determined to reach your goal, because you literally don't have anything right now, and from where you came, there you already don't have any hope. Right now also there is no hope. If you leave, if you quit, you don't have any hope. So you got to stand over there, make your stand firm, and go ahead. Whatever come, whatever go, I got to go on because I don't have any choice. As far as our education pattern is, as far as school is concerned, as far as your studies are concerned, right? The children who come from the rural areas, we stress upon them more, right? Because we know that from where they came, perhaps good education was not available. But they came over here to get good education, right? So these students who come from rural areas to our city, our center, from where they came, perhaps they didn't have that chance of getting good marks in the exams. Now they're in a good place. So what happens is the hunger becomes more stronger. They want to grab all the knowledge that they want so that it will help them to reach their destination. And what's the destination? What's the aim? To achieve good marks in the board exam so that they can make a future better. So now we understand this. From where you came, you had nothing. Right now, you have nothing. So the hunger becomes more stronger and the determination becomes more firm. So we stop over here for the day. Thank you, students.